Shalom and good day all. This is Tehillim29 back again for some indie comic reviews, and in these indie comic reviews I'll be covering King Spawn issue 51 followed by Rogue Sun issue 31. I'll now get things ready and organized for the first one that I'll be reviewing. So first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? In some essence it does, to which I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in to the area of the internal art as we have a look around the beginning, the middle, of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we are just following these randos, no idea who the hell they are. As we approach the middle of the story, we get the appearances of something from hell within the story interacting with what's here. And last but not least, Spawn coming in to, well, take care of business. For the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story. Considering how far we are issue-wise, did they remember to include any comic book references? The answer is no, I'm afraid to say. Next is the area of time. No, not really. Location. Hell on earth about the only locations that were actually mentioned. And the only cast of character that I did manage to make out in this story was actually Spawn himself. My overall rating for this is a 6 out of 10. Now it's time to move into Rogue Sun, issue 31. So, as we move into issue 31 of Rogue Sun, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? It certainly does, to which I give it a 7 out of 10. Next is the area of the internal art as we have a look around the beginning, the middle, of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we have the Rogue Sun and basically his, I guess, sidekick as they attempt to take out one of the villains. As things progress a little bit further within the story, we get to see some of the things that are happening behind the scenes. And last not least, towards the end. For the internal art, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10, as I actually quite enjoyed it in this issue, a little bit more than previous. Next is the area of the story rating. Considering how far we are, did we get anything comic book reference-wise? The answer is no. Next is the time. No indication of when it was taking place time-wise, let alone not even the mention of morning, noon, or night, or next day, or whatever else. So next is the locations. We have New Orleans. We have the Perrine Jewelry Store, which is run by Dottie. And of course, we've got the mention of her daughter a little bit later on. We have the Belle Estate. We have the Baton Rouge, as well as a hospital. The cast of characters that were made mention of in this story and also showed up were Dylan Bell, who is the Rogue Sun. We had Marcus, we had Morningstar, we had Blackfire, we also had, I think it's Hellbat, Noxious, Ori, I think it was, Vanessa, and last but not least, the character of Byron. My overall rating for this story is a 7.5 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.